Twitch, wherever else you plan on watching me. We need to talk about something. It's a topic I've been wanting to do on channel for a while now, if I had to be completely honest. For those of y'all who out there who know me personally, who have been on my channel for a while now, y'all know me. I'm a guru when it comes to this movie thing. I absolutely love movies. I love cinema. I love shows, things of that nature. I swear I wasn't trying to quote do Dennis when I said that, but I sat and thought about some of the movies I've seen out of the hundreds. I don't know, I've probably seen a couple thousand movies. I don't know. But out of the hundreds of movies I've seen, I started thinking, I'm like, what movie franchises would I have done differently? Which ones I would have done better? And I decided to come up with like a little list of like movies that I think deserve better. Now, when I say the movie deserved better, it should have been made better. It had such promise. It had a great concept, but for whatever reason, it just didn't get executed properly. So we're gonna go down to a little quick list. So far, I got 3, and I might have an honorable mention in there that I'm gonna pull up. If y'all feel like I'm tripping, or y'all feel like maybe I undersold just how bad these movies were executed, let me know in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe. But for now, we're gonna switch to the live feed. So as you see it going on in the background, I got some random movie events going on right now. This is The Godfather, just random as hell. So I'm just gonna have that running while I talk. Now, the first movie that I want to talk about was a movie that had been hyped for about 5 years, I want to say, and the megastar who starred in it and produced it made it even more damn, he got his ass wet up. Made it even more frustrating how poorly the movie was executed, because it started off so well. I feel like it had such promise. It had such a good opening sequence, and then the movie just fell apart like quickly. And that film is Black Adam. Where do I even start? Dog. This character, this iteration of Black Adam, had actually the perfect actor to play him. I know what y'all think about The Rock. I actually love this idea. He's big. He already was an imposing figure. It's the right skin tone to match it. He's bald. And then, like I said, he's a megastar. So they already had the right actor. They already had a motivated actor. They threw in the fact, I knew shit was gonna go sideways. I was about to say spoiler alert, but this movie came out years ago. I knew shit was gonna go sideways when he first woke up. Like 10 minutes later, he's speaking perfect English. Yo, Black Adam, or 10th Adam, he's actually named. Y'all know he's thousands of years old? Thousands. Back in ancient Egypt was where he was born. Like, I was like, bro, what the fuck going on? Why in the hell is 10th Adam speaking English when he wakes up? That already did make sense. And then the most annoying thing about the movie, I don't give a damn what y'all say, was the piece of the story that surrounded a little boy. Him and the fucking uncle, the curly haired uncle and shit. Bro, the two of them were so fucking unnecessary. I get why the uncle was there. He was there for comedic relief. The little boy and his whole storyline and how, bro, how he came at the end of the movie, the fucking demons and skeletons are all over the place. That scene was thrown together. I mean, it looked like it was last minute. It was so sloppy how they executed that. It just had a bunch of fucking CG skeletons and shit slowly walking up to people. I'm like, bro, this is supposed to be a cataclysmic event. It's like hell on earth. They had this freaking, I mean, barely a teenage boy. He had to be like 11 or 12. Been in the corner, has like a fucking bed sheet or something tied around his neck to symbol a cape. That's already lame as fuck. Been in the corner on a skateboard. His dialogue was lame. His character was lame. He was completely unfucking necessary. Him being there annoyed the absolute shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie. And it was just such a disappointing film. Like when I saw it in theaters, I'm like, that wasn't that bad. I actually kind of liked it. I went and watched it again. I was like, oh my god, is this movie sorry? It was just, bro. Pierce Brosnan stole the show as Dr. Fate. Let me just go ahead and say that shit now. He stole the show. The villain in the movie, he actually was pretty good. The villain was pretty good. The CG on the villain once he transformed was terrible. He looked like a fucking Diablo 3 character. Like it was really bad. They had an opportunity to make this like one of the coldest superhero movies ever. First of all, the movie should have been well over 2 hours because you introduced Hawkman. Aldous Hodge was actually pretty good as Hawkman. Then you had Atom Smasher. You had him. Wait, did I say that right? Yeah, not the one from Cyberpunk, the comic book one. Atom Smasher, and then the chick with the tornado powers. She was unnecessary as fuck too. All the stupid ass slow mo and the frilly ass fucking damn near LGBT colors. It pissed me off so bad. This movie could have been so much better. Like, I don't understand why. And this was DC, so I don't want to hear shit about Marvel fucking up the movie. This was a DC film. I don't know why people are so afraid to make an edgy superhero movie now. The only people who weren't afraid to do it, seemingly, were the people who did what? Deadpool recently? Like, it has such promise. This shit made me so mad. It made me so mad. And The Rock, I can't believe I'm saying this because I actually really like his movies. That shit was disappointing. He disappointed me. I'm not even gonna hold you, but I would have dealt with it differently. First of all, they started off right. He was brutal. He was bloodthirsty. He wanted revenge, and like they said in the movie, his rage, because he wanted revenge for what happened to his son. His rage almost destroyed his home. That was actually a good storyline that they wrapped around him. I didn't even have a problem with them ultimately changing his character from villain to anti-hero. I was fine with that shit. But then you gave us, at the end of the movie, you gave us a crossover that could have been stupendous, and then just snatched it away. And then just fucking snatched it away. They had him meet up with Henry Cavill's Superman. And then I thought about it, I said, wait, hold on, Black Adam's virtually invincible. And then so is Superman. Superman is invincible, impervious to everything on Earth. I wonder how this is gonna look, right? I'm pretty sure Superman would still drag Black Adam, but it'd have been nice to see somebody fight and see him fight somebody that was close to his, he's not even close to his power, but that could take a few hits from Superman without instantly being, killed off one punch and shit. But me, the way I would have did it differently, man, I would have kept the brutality there. Oh shit, what the fuck was that? I would have kept the brutality that he operated with. First of all, the whole first half of the movie, he's not speaking English. I would have had it to where he scanned somebody's mind and was able to speak English, or just catch him in fucking subtitles the whole time. I don't understand why that was so hard. Some people still speak Egyptian today, Number two, that the story surrounding him actually wasn't bad. Like, what does he fit in this world? And how people looked at him like he was a hero that was supposed to... Wait. I said Kandak. That's not where they were from. What the fuck was the name of their city? I did say it right. It was Kandak, wasn't it? Kandak. Yeah. I'm sorry, the scene in the background almost caught me off guard, but yeah, I think that's it would have been fine if they would have kept that. How, some people looked at him like he was a hero, but he was actually just an agent of destruction, and he wanted revenge, and he was just trying to find his place in the world, and he had to find a purpose. And that's when, the Justice League would have approached him and be like, hey, look, you fight with us or you don't fight at all. We will imprison your ass. And then, like the movie went, have him drag the ass for like 30 minutes straight, and then, try to change his heart later. But it would have been way more killing if it was me. It would have been way more killing. Because this is a dark character. Like, they tried to make it lighthearted while introducing a kid, and they just fucked it up. It was so disappointing. Moving on to the next movie. The next film, if I remember correctly, I remember which one it was. The next film was actually based off a video game. One of the most popular and successful video game franchises ever. Something that is considered a historical piece. Something that is considered a pillar of the gaming community. Not nearly as popular now as it used to be, but when it first started, it took over the world for a little while, and it was up there with some of the greats when it came to single players. And that game franchise, which got made into a movie, was Assassin's Creed. Now, let me start off by saying this movie wasn't terrible. But for 85% of it, it was, I'm not gonna lie to you, it was boring. 85% of this movie was boring. The thing that pissed everybody off is something that movie studios somehow keep getting wrong. If these stories, these video games got picked up as a major movie franchise, clearly the fans believe they can make money. People are going to go see it. If you don't believe me, ask Sonic the Hedgehog fans. Because as a movie, Sonic the Hedgehog actually isn't that good. But the fandom behind the games is so strong, people are going to see it 2, 3, 4 times. Taking their kids to see it. Taking their nieces and nephews to see it. This movie could have had that effect. Because, once again, just like Black Adam, the studio that made the movie picked the perfect fucking actor. They picked the perfect actor. Michael Fassbender. German-born, tall, charismatic, chiseled jaw, can speak multiple languages fluently. They picked, and obviously he's a damn good actor. He's a damn good actor. I want to go so far as to call him great. He's a great actor. You picked the perfect actor. Slim, athletic, everything. And then you just shit all over the plot. Stop trying to write your own shit when the movie is based off of very good source material. Cut that shit out. Stop doing that. You did the shit with the Avatar: The Last Airbender movie. Just stop trying to write your own shit. The fans want to see the story adapted into a movie with some of the greatest actors ever. That's why they asked for it. That's why they asked for it. They already believe in the story. Quit changing the fucking story. I don't give a damn. Just spend a couple of days, just go play the video game from start to finish and just write the video game. I understand plagiarism and shit like that, but a lot of times the people who made these games are involved in the movies. And then because of creative differences and shit, y'all don't let them take over. Just let them run the fucking story. Yes, you and your writers have to find a way to adapt it to a movie to make the studio pick it up to say, okay, I know this can make money. They didn't change shit about Sonic. Except instead of having Chris be Sonic's human friend, they came up with James Marsden's character. Or is it Matthew Marsden? It's James Marsden, right? Anyway, that was the only real thing that they changed. They kept all the characters: Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow. They're about to introduce Amy. They're probably going to introduce Rouge. They had Dr. Eggman. Like, they had his robots. They had Dr. Robotnik. Stay with the fucking story, bro. I still don't know what the fuck this story is about. I saw this movie twice. I still don't know what the story is about. It was all over the place. And then you had a couple really good actors in it, like Michael K. Williams and shit. God rest his soul. Stop trying to write your own shit when it's based off of a great story already. Stop doing that shit. It never works. It never works. When the movie was coming out, that line came out. Somebody leaked that fucking rumor. They were like, the movie's not based on any of the games that we've seen. That already was disappointing as hell. That told me everything I needed to know. I was just like, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Michael Fassbender deserved better. The franchise deserved better. Dude, he even looks like Desmond Miles. A little. Like, just make him Desmond. Matter of fact, you don't even need to, if you want to change some shit, don't even throw the anime shit in there. Make him Ezio, and then just write the second one. Just write Assassin's Creed 2. Assassin's Creed 2 literally has the perfect fucking game story. Has the perfect story. Ezio Auditore da Firenze has a great story. Just write the damn story. Just copy the shit damn near word for word. Introduce historical figures like they did with Leonardo da Vinci. You can pick somebody to play them. Write the fucking movie. Leave all the anime shit out. You can leave Desmond out. Just write the shit that happened in the animus. You got a blockbuster film. Assassin's Creed 2 to me had the best story out of all of them, and it featured the best assassin, which is Ezio. I understand Altair was the original one that we played with, and then the first chronological assassin was Bayek, I want to say, but Ezio was the assassin. Just write that goddamn story, bro. That and then the action sequences were weird, and then they had a bunch of different people who were involved in the program and shit, and they all woke up from the Animus and were fighting at Abstergo and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And they could do the abilities from inside the Animus. I'm like, bro, what is going on right now? What is going on, bro? Just write the damn game again. That's all you got to do. Just pissed all over this amazing franchise, and just squandered the opportunity to adapt Ezio into a live action film. The shit would have worked fantastically. Oh, I mean, that's what I would have did better. That's what I did with it. The choreography on the fights should have been up here, because combat is such a huge pillar of the game. The stylish combat is such a huge pillar of the game. Use your stealth and shit like that. And then 2, just write Assassin's Creed 2, bro. Y'all overthinking. Moving on to the next film. Got one of my favorite movies, top 5 film playing in the background. All right, now this film actually was the best film out of all these 3, and I'm gonna say by far it was the best film by far that's on this list. Before I get into the honorable mentions, this movie also starred 2 powerhouse actors, well, actor and actress. The story wasn't that bad, the acting wasn't that bad, but I really felt like if they would have went like a Blade-esque route, instead of making the movie PG-13, make the movie rated R, make the movie a little longer, make the movie darker with some of the themes and shit like that. I mean, based on what it is, it involves pretty much the darkest shit you could think of. And that movie franchise, y'all gonna be kind of surprised at this one, is Ghost Rider. Nicolas Cage wasn't bad. Well, in the first film, he wasn't. Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance was ass. That was one of the worst superhero movies I've ever fucking seen, and it wasn't close, but we'll get to that. The first movie wasn't bad. It was not bad. The hell cycle that they designed was beautiful. They did that, and they executed that perfectly. Matter of fact, when he transformed, the transformation, badass. They did that great. That looked incredible. I love how they did that. I didn't even have a problem with the maniacal, hysterical laugh that he did right before he transformed. Didn't even have a problem with that shit. It did some cool things. Some of his attacks were pretty cool. I would have loved me personally, because I'm a glutton for combat. I would have preferred to see him fight a lot more than he did in the movies. But then again, I'm a sucker for long films, as long as the movies are packed with content. You know what I mean? But the movie wasn't bad. Eva Mendes, she's always great. Her character was just fine. It just would have been nice for her. Well, not her. She was fine. You don't change her character at all. Change nothing about the way she operated. I personally would not have went with Nicolas Cage. I just felt like his acting style didn't really align well with the character. The 3 actors who they have right now, coincidentally, who they have in mind to play Johnny Blaze in upcoming Marvel pictures are Ryan Gosling. He would have been perfect. Norman Reedus. To me, that was my number 1 pick. Norman Reedus. For those of y'all who don't know who he is, that's Daryl from The Walking Dead. And if you've never seen The Walking Dead, I don't know what to tell you. He also played, coincidentally, he played Scud in Blade 2. He played a smaller role in that one, but, anyway, he would have been my number 1 pick. Norman Reedus, perfect as Johnny Blaze. And last but not least, another character who would have technically been better at doing this than Norman Reedus, because of his skill and how versatile his films have been over time, is none other than the incomparable Keanu Reeves, or should I call him, my nickname for him is John Wick Neo. It's Keanu Reeves. All 3 of these actors would have been amazing as Johnny Blaze's Ghost Rider. They would have been great. I personally wouldn't have went with him. He doesn't come off as, because once he transforms, Johnny Blaze's character, his personality completely changes. Like, obviously, because the way the story goes, I accidentally sold his soul to, what did they call him in the movie, Mephistopheles or something like that. Basically, he's Luther. Wow, he's basically Lucifer. I meant to say. But the story wasn't bad. He tricked this young kid into signing his soul over to him so he could be his writer. And when the time came, he called for him to hunt down Blackheart and the Hidden. Great storyline, right? And then him betraying, I'm gonna say Lucifer. I hate saying his comic book name, but him betraying Lucifer and keeping the powers of the writer for himself, and exacting his own brand of justice. Great story, right? The story actually was pretty good. Here's where this part is where they really messed up at. The actor, I don't know his real name, to play Blackheart was trash. He was trash. He was the only thing about the movie that was trash. About the first movie, everything about the second movie was trash. The whole first movie had one thing wrong with it, one thing seriously wrong with it, and it was the actor who they had playing Blackheart. I don't know his name. That one pale dude. He was so sorry. He could not be intimidated. That line that he had when he slammed Ghost Rider into the floor, and he said, "Oh my god, this shit was so fucking corny." Listen up and he had that fucking college student nerdy ass voice. Listen up and get to see your thick skull, bro. We get it. His appearance, he has a flaming skull as his appearance. That shit was so cheesy. Oh my god, that shit made me. I cringed so hard, I almost broke my damn teeth. I was like, nigga, are you serious? Who wrote that? Who wrote that cheesy ass, sorry ass line? Listen up and get that through that thick skull of yours. Man, if you don't get your ass out of here, get your damn summer camp dialogue ass out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Like, bro, hell no. He was sorry. I hated him as Blackheart. I'm sorry. No disrespect to the actor. You just did not fit with that role. It just didn't work right. But me personally, I would have got Sam Raimi on this, for real. I would have got Sam Raimi on this. I would have got, believe it or not, wait, I don't know if, not Benicio del Toro, what's his name? Guillermo del Toro. I would have got him involved in the movie, and they would have made, I would have had them get real rated R with this shit. Make a Blade Underworld type dark ass movie that's rated R. Make it scary. Blackheart should have been terrifying. The way he looks in the comic books, that gigantic ass dark behemoth that he, like, just do that shit. Do that. And then, have somebody who has an imposing voice talk for him. I don't know who that could have been. I honestly don't know who. Keith David? I don't know. No, I'm just joking. It could have been somebody. Just get somebody with a great voice to talk for him and make his character more of an entity instead of him being like a pale dude in a suit. And who the fuck was he scaring? Like, be for real. Be fucking for real. There was nothing intimidating about him at all in that role, and it frustrated me. But that's what I would have did. Visually speaking, it wasn't that bad. I would have got a little more creative with the fight scenes and stuff like that. But like I said, out of all these three, they could have been better. But this was the best one out of the three. So, honorable mentions. Movies that deserve better. I gotta say, believe it or not, I gotta say Avatar. Not The Last Airbender. Avatar. It's not that it does. Well, yeah. The second one, The Way of Water, great movie, but like, I don't know. It's just, I felt like they waited too long to make this one. It was nothing really wrong with it. They waited way too long to make that one. And it's because like, when did the original come out? Like 2010? And then they brought the sequel out like 2013, 2014, something like that. That's way too much time. That's way too much time. Hype dies down after a while if you wait too freaking long. That's a thing. If you build a show or a movie and it's up here when it comes to like how popular it is and how much people like it, and then you wait 10, 12 years to make the sequel, nobody's gonna give a shit. They did the same thing with Coming to America. That's my second honorable mention. Coming to America. That movie definitely deserved better because I don't think it's an overstatement to say that Coming to America isn't the greatest comedy ever made movie. It's up there with greatest comedy ever made. It's up there with what's it called? The Hangover. It's up there. Like it's definitely on the list of the greatest comedy movies ever because it wasn't just a hilarious movie. One of the most hilarious movies I've ever seen. It was very, very well written. The acting, everybody's acting was up here. Everybody. Nobody had a character in the movie to where you're like, oh, that person just needed to step up. They were out here, they were out of the league. I didn't like what they were doing. Nobody. Even Louis Anderson's character felt just right. Just sprinkled on the top. His character, everybody's character felt just right. I love that movie so much. I cannot praise it enough. That movie definitely deserved better, the sequel, because in that one I really felt like Eddie Murphy's character, he just wasn't the same. He did not play Akeem the same way that he did in the original film. I know that's kind of difficult because it had been 30 years, but it really could have been better. It definitely could have been better. A lot of the comedy felt forced. The story actually was really good. That night that Akeem and Simi went out to the club, they were trying to find Akeem a new wife because he didn't like the structure of his family, being arranged into a marriage and stuff like that. So they went and he got he got roofied or he got really drunk and then he had a one-night stand. Chick got pregnant and had a kid and never told him about it because he went back to Africa after that. Really good story, and the only thing that didn't make sense was how scared he was of General Lisi. Like, I think that was Wesley Snipes' character? Yeah, General Lisi. It was just like, not at what point did you feel like that threat was genuine? He's like, oh, I'll kill you and take over your kingdom and shit. Like, none of that felt real. And then to have Akeem like cower underneath him, Akeem ain't scared of shit. Remember when Samuel Jackson ran up in McDowell's with the shotgun? Akeem didn't flinch. So you're telling me this nigga over here, you scared of him? All of a sudden, that didn't make sense. Eddie Murphy's, he had some bureaucratic ways in the movie, and he just did not play Akeem the same way. He changed, like the voice felt, his accent that he was doing felt rushed. I really did not like his acting in that movie. Everybody else was okay, but you could definitely tell they were trying too hard. They were trying to be funny instead of just being funny. But again, should have known when it went from being rated R to PG-13, lost its magic. That and then you waited too long to make the sequel. That sequel should have been made in honestly, 1993, 1995 at the oldest. The original came out in the 80s. Should have been in the early to mid 90s. That's when the sequel should have dropped. I feel like it would have did way better back then, but it is what it is. Last but not least, honorable mentions for films that deserve better, movies that deserve better. And this one is very, very personal to me, so you could just take this one with a grain of salt. Ready Player One. The movie was damn near perfect, right? But how many years has it been since the original? And they were supposed to be making a sequel. Where the fuck is it? Ty Sheridan, where is it? What happened? That movie is a weeb me is a weeb's paradise. Is our biggest wet dream ever. The Easter eggs in it, the references, the story was actually really good. The action, the CG, the plot, just like all of that was amazing. It was like a new version of the Matrix. You know, it was nowhere near on par with the Matrix, but like what it could have been. It could have been like the Matrix. I wouldn't change too much with the first film. The first one was damn near perfect for what it was. But again, waiting too long. You created this super popular thing that the fans would love to see. It take it way too goddamn long to make it, so now nobody cares anymore. You really could have made some serious paper off of that. There's so many actors and actresses you could have brought in, so much extra action that you could have introduced. A lot of these people who make these action films need to start, I hate using the term outsourcing, but they need to start going to different sources for their talent. Because we've seen people right here on YouTube and on Twitch who are so creative that when they put out a personal project, it rivals the goddamn professional studio. Case in point, Nazir Pasha. Remember, was that 2 years ago or was that a year ago? I think that was 2 years ago, where he made Legend, or Dragon Ball Tale. He made his own iteration of Dragon Ball Z. And he was incredible. It took him and his small team years to do it. But the animation, the story, the voice acting, the art, the fighting, everything about it was perfect. I love how he took his own style and just went to pin on it. Just went crazy on it. And it worked because he was a fan. Went to the source material, went all the way back to the source material. He even went back to Goku's original character design inspirational. The Monkey King, Sun Wukong. He put those Easter eggs and those references in his adaptation of Dragon Ball Z, and it worked fantastically. Stuff like that will take your film from being, just a studio project to being a love letter to the fans. You always want, because people try to shit on fan service and stuff like that. When done properly, it can be amazing. You always want your projects to be a love letter to the fans. Case in point, Avengers. The Avengers, especially Infinity War, perfect movie. I wouldn't change a goddamn thing. Perfect movie. From top to bottom, perfect movie. It's a love letter to the fans. It was made incredibly. I cannot glaze the movie enough. Everything about it was amazing. The music, the acting, the CG, the fight scenes, the plot twist, the cinematography, the editing, everything was top tier. That's what you want your projects to look like. But that's my list. I don't know. You guys let me know. I'm stammering a lot. You guys let me know which films I may have missed, which films on my list that you disagree with, or maybe you agree with all of them. Let me know in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, your boy is sponsored by W.GG Energy Drinks. Go over to W.GG and use my discount code DEFF-SOUL, DEFF-SOUL, for 10% off on your purchase. Remember, it's in all caps. Also special shout out to W.GG because their collaboration with Crunchyroll is going fantastically right now, because the show in question that Crunchyroll and W are having a collaboration on that they decided to showcase was Solo Leveling. I know that was a lot to say. Was Solo Leveling, and Solo Leveling was just named Anime of the Year. So congratulations to them. You guys be cool. I know I do not post often. I know I don't. I'm sorry. But like I told y'all a million times, I'm in the Air Force. I can't just put out shit. I need an editor, honestly. I don't know. If I ever get to the point where I can pay an editor like $100 a month to start off. Excuse me. I said it right. $100 a video. My bad. Pay him $100 video to edit. I would. But I'm getting close to that. And if you're interested, also let me know in the comments, because I definitely want to turn this into something bigger. It's just, I really don't have the time, y'all. I really don't have the time. The armed forces calls, and they have their own sense of duty that trumps everything, even this channel. So you guys be cool. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. This is First Sunday. Yeah, First Sunday's coming up. And As always, y'all know who I am. I'm DEFF-SOUL, and we out of here, y'all.